Good morning everyone, it's Dave here. Welcome back to the channel and for another cycling adventure. And today I'm going to be riding around a city. Now I know what you're thinking, Dave, you have all that wonderful countryside around you. Why are you deciding to ride around a city? Well, let me tell you. So my plan today is a loop of around 20 miles and pretty much completely off-road, and it's around the city of Stoke-on-Trent. Now, Stoke probably has a bit of a bad reputation nationally, a bit of a run-down place, a land that time forgot kind of thing, and it's probably the same for a lot of industrial towns in the Midlands and the north of England. Stoke at one time was a thriving hub of the pottery industry in England, and the 6 towns of Stoke-on-Trent are famous for such names as Wedgwood, Spode, Royal Dalton, etc. But in recent years the pottery industry has declined, the coal mines have gone, the steelworks have gone, and you know, it's probably got a bit of a dodgy reputation, but I want to try and redeem that somewhat today, because what Stoke-on-Trent does have a lot of is green space within the city limits and a lot of opportunities for some off-road cycling. So I'm going to do a bit of a loop today and show you all the beauty of Stoke-on-Trent. So my ride this morning is starting in the suburb of Bucknell, which is about a mile to the east of the city centre. And from here I'm going to head through Bucknell Park towards the open grassland area of Berryhill Fields. From there I'm going to do a clockwise loop of about 20 miles around the city, taking in various canals and other off-road cycleways and linking up as many green spaces as possible. Morning. Well, I've made it to the top of the first climb of the day, and now I'm just admiring the view from the top of Berryhill Fields. Now this area of open grassland and heathland is over 150 acres, and it's completely surrounded by the city of Stoke-on-Trent, and it's a wonderful green space right in the heart of the potteries. Next stop for me will be to head down through the town of Fenton, through the park there, cross the River Trent and into the campus of Staffordshire University. Well, that was a lovely ride from Berryhill Fields down through Fenton Park and the university campus, and I've now passed through Hanley Park onto the Caldon Canal, and I'm going to use the canal network now for the next mile or two, because this is Etruria Junction, and this is where the Caldon Canal meets the Trent and Mersey Canal main line. Now, the Calder Canal was used to transport coal and limestone from Leek and the Staffordshire Moorlands area, but nowadays it's a lovely part of the world to cycle along, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to head north now towards Etruria and Festival Park. Move. Excuse me. Thank you. Morning. So if you're from Stoke-on-Trent or the surrounding area, then you will definitely have heard of Festival Park, or Fezzy Park as it's known locally. This is an area which used to be a giant steelworks called Shelton Bar. That closed in the 1970s. And this land was reclaimed for the 1986 Garden Festival, which is where it gets the name Festival Park from. I remember coming here as a 6-year-old and riding a little train around the gardens. Now, after the Garden Festival finished, the site was changed into a retail park, leisure facilities. But what a lot of people don't realise is that if you just head up away from the hustle and bustle, you'll find this wonderful tranquil wood, which is remnants of the original Garden Festival. I'm going to head now through these woodlands up towards Grange Park in Burslem, before eventually dropping back down onto the Trent and Mersey Canal at Middleport. As I head north along the towpath of the Trent and Mersey Canal, I'm now passing the Middleport Pottery. This is the UK's last remaining working Victorian pot bank, and it's now a heritage site and a tourist attraction. You may also recognise it from TV. It was used to film an episode of Peaky Blinders, and it also hosted the Great Pottery Throwdown. I'm carrying on north now along the towpath towards Westport Lake. Well, I've just enjoyed a really pleasant circuit around Stoke-on-Trent's largest expanse of water here at Westport Lake, and it's a beautiful spring morning. In fact, let's leave Westport Lake behind, and the next part of the ride will focus on the towns of Burslem and Tunstall. So I'm now in Burslem, and this is Vale Park, home of Port Vale Football Club, one of two professional football clubs in Stoke-on-Trent. Now, as a Stoke City supporter, I've never really been around this end before, but I'm going to make myself scarce before anyone realises that I support the team from the other half of the city. I'm going to head north through Tunstall towards Chatterley Whitfield. Chatterley Whitfield colliery was the largest coal mine on the North Staffordshire coalfield, and it was the first colliery in the UK to produce 1 million tonnes of coal in a single year. Now, the colliery closed in the 1970s, and this whole area has been transformed into a country park. The spoil heaps have been landscaped, and there's lots of tracks and trails to explore. I'm going to do just that. I'm going to head through the country park and down onto the Biddulph Valley Way, which follows the old railway line between Biddulph and Stoke-on-Trent, and that'll take me back in the direction of Bucknell. We're now just passing the site of Ford Green Hall, which dates from the 16th century and is one of the oldest buildings in the city. So I've made it to the end of the greenway and I'm about to drop down onto the adjacent Calden Canal. But before I do, I just wanted to show you something which I find pretty cool anyway. Here is a former level crossing, and what's cool is the original level crossing gates and the rails and sleepers are still in situ. Oh, that's a sharp bend. Oh. And for the second time today, we're back on the Calden Canal. And this towpath will now lead us all the way back towards Bucknell. Well, I made it back to Bucknell Park and I've completed the ride. Really enjoyed that one. It's been beautiful weather, to be fair. The sun's been out and managed to get rid of my big thick coat for the first time this year. I hope I've got some way to showcasing that Stoke-on-Trent isn't all bad. Don't believe all the bad press. There's some beautiful areas, some lovely green spaces and lots of good cycling to be had. Hope you've enjoyed the ride. If you have, please like the video and comment below too. I love reading them and I'll try and reply to as many comments as I can. And most importantly, subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss out on any more cycling adventures here at Smiles Per Hour. I'm Dave, and from sunny Stoke-on-Trent, see you soon.